So the question is, I've started my GMAT Focus Edition prep this month itself. I'm currently studying CR and still studying the content. In some post-assessment quizzes, I score below 80% while I do better in the others. I'm not sure how to tackle when I come to how should I tackle this? Should I tackle this in cementing, or how else to proceed? That's the question. So, as I said, as soon as Rajat started giving information about falsification condition, how to improve, I paused him. Why? Because we always have to look at the student account first to make sure that the student is using the course in the right way, right? So, because only after we look at that, we can tell whether our recommendations would be appropriate or not, right? Now, here this is. So, Srishti has just started doing this, right? And grade C right now. If we look into this, look at this. I mean, majority are grade C, grade A,
Payal,
grade A
zoom
again.
in, zoom
Oh,
in, Payal.
sorry. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, yeah. So grade C overall, first learning level grade B, then this one C. Okay. The good thing is she's asking this question at the right time. That is the good thing. Okay. But and this is the reason why we talked about how is it that you have to do stage one the right way. This needs to be feedback to you, Shrishti, that you have to fix your study habits. Look at the amount of
Okay.
time you are taking here.
Yeah, I want to really just
Mhm.
say that.
Yeah.
Yes.
1 hour, 14 minutes. There is no way you're going to take 1 hour, 14 minutes for a file for which recommended file is 35 minutes. Even if that's the case for one or two files, I believe in your case, you are not studying in a single sitting. You are splitting your study sessions here, and that is what is leading to such long time to finish it, and you're breaking your chain of thought. You're not letting those neural connections form, and that is why you're facing problems with falsification condition.
Let me just say this, very something which is very critical. Data tells us a lot, and data when you look at it in context. So when we say that a certain activity time is 35 minutes, 75% of the people who finish that activity take less than 35 minutes. So it's a P75 time for us. That's one piece that I want to tell you. The second thing, Pal, if you go up, please.
Mm-hmm. Where do you want to go?
She got a grade B in learning level 1. She's not finished all of it. There's some in still continues. Now, grade B in learning level 1 is something which puts us in the top 60% of all people. So she was way better with regards to her regularity in learning level 1 than in learning level 0 than in learning level 1. Okay, now it's not an A or A minus, but B is still good. But something has gone off, Srishti, when you've come over here.
Mm-hmm. There's something else, Rajat, that I want to show. Um, and again, data is very important. This is again, you guys will need to. I have to explain to you what this chart looks like. So each of these, so this line graph actually shows that within a day, how many events, so how many learning activities Srishti attempted. So you see there is, so this purple line over here, this is for CR. So just two learning levels, right? She hasn't done a whole lot of course, and she's taken about more than 15 days, right, to do CR. There is a big break over here, Jan 9th to Jan 12th, 3 days break for while doing the course, that while doing two learning levels that should have been done within 2 days, or
Yeah,
within 3 days, no more
most
than that.
people finish
Mhm.
all the learning levels in CR in about 15 days.
Yeah. So see, 28 hours, 29 hours is the estimated course duration. So within 1 week and maybe 1 week and 2 days, the entire course should have been done. Whereas what's happening with Shrishti is that 15 days, she's not even done two, she's only done two learning levels during the time that the course should have been done easily by most
How many
people.
of you know about HIT, high intensity interval training? So essentially what high intensity interval training really what it says is, if you truly want transformation, okay,
Mhm.
you have to be intense in short periods of time. That truly drives transformation. Okay, and essentially that's the same thing, that principle that applies to learning. You have to be consistent, which means you've got to do HIT training very regularly, about 4 to 5 times a week. It has to be in 40-minute sessions. Okay. So depending on, I mean, people start with 25, move to 40, then they even go longer, but usually don't go longer than an hour. Okay. But it truly has an impact on your body.
Hmm.
Okay. Same goes with learning. So you cannot, spending time is not, the learning is not a linear process. Really important. If you spend time like this versus if you spend time in a high intensity mode, your high intensity mode learning will give you 5x 6x as much benefit than what this would give you.
Mhm. Srishti, want to hear from you. And this is not just Srishti. There are three other accounts that tell exactly the same story. The question is the question asked for the session was, I'm not able to do pre-thinking. I'm not able to do falsification. I'm making silly errors in GINTA. Those were the questions, right? Now, when we go and look at the account tells a different story. So it's not
No,
anything that you have.
that's what she's saying is factually correct, but it's not the
Yes, but
core
the
cause.
causality, yeah.
Yeah.
So if we were to give you feedback that okay, you need to understand which step you're taking longer, you need to spend more time on the questions that you've done, that would not have been the appropriate suggestion for you. The appropriate corrective action for you is you need to fix your study habits. You're spending the time, and you're thinking about GMAT. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you are thinking about GMAT every the 2 days that you were not studying, you were probably thinking about the GMAT, right? So you have to make sure that you study, you have those good habits. Yeah.
And let me just say this, guys. It's very easy for me to give you. I mean, I have
Generic
6 or 7 other recorded videos. I can give you some generic responses. Okay. It's very easy for us, and we'll get done with this. But then in
Mhm.
the end, that's not going to help you. Okay. So, and it's not that we don't see potential, Srishti, because, there are learning level 0, lots of files where you did well. So the potential exists. But you should retake learning level 1. I think you should go back to certain files where you have a grade of C and make sure why you faltered. But then I think the
I think
biggest.
Raja, she needs to, in my opinion, because it's been such choppy preparation, over
Hmm.
15 days, just learning level 0 and 1. I think she should redo the course with that full rigor.
Okay.
Resume. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, Payal is the chief course architect, so I can't override her. But I think one thing, not but I think one thing I want to add is that when you're learning, when you're going through this, please focus on the learning aspect, and carry forward that learning during your day. For example, if you are looking at files which says, how to use the words most, only, some, as you're using them during your day, just make sure you're building that visualization muscle during that time. That these are life skills. If you go through
Hmm.
correlation, apply correlations in the context of your stock purchases and a bunch of other places where you can do correlation.